What is up, guys? This is me, Forge, bringing you another video from TheForgery. In this video, I'll be playing some Battlefield 4 since the Battlefield Hardline beta has now finished. And I'll be playing as engineer, and I'll be using the AK-5C, and I'll be in basically another scout helo, and I'll be basically getting on like a 30 to 40 kill streak. Anyway, guys, in this video I just wanted to talk about Battlefield Hardline and my thoughts on it and the pros and cons of it, and if you should get it or you should not. I mean, I played the Battlefield Hardline Alpha and Beta, and I really enjoyed it. I mean, in my opinion, I think it was just something different that Visceral or company that never has even done Battlefield before has basically just tried their best shot and actually making a game. I mean, I'm pretty sure what they did was basically they got Visceral to make Hardline while DICE worked on Battlefield 5. I mean, because obviously, I mean, some of us are really waiting for Battlefield 5. I mean, it could be some different game with even better graphics and so on. Basically, Battlefield Hardline is basically made by Visceral Games, the same company that made Dead Space and so on. And basically, Battlefield Hardline, it's a cops versus criminals themed, basically, Battlefield game. Some people are disliking it, saying it's just some cheap, it's just some over-expensive Battlefield 4 DLC, or other people are saying it's basically Battlefield 4.5. In my opinion, I think it's much more than that. It's not just some overpriced DLC for Battlefield 4. I think it's definitely a different game, or different from what we expected the Battlefield to be. Basically, unlike all the other Battlefields, Battlefield Hardline tries to keep away from the the first person shoot, not really first person shoot, I mean the military like simulation, and tries to go more for something that different. I would really say it more like urban warfare instead of like big open, you know, jets and tanks and stuff like that. I think what they did was try to make it a little bit more kind of urban and more fast-paced to actually give it a different style. Now, the game modes that we know of so far in Battlefield Hardline are Heist, which is basically kind of similar to Rush, where you have the cops and you have the criminals, and basically the criminals have to break in to a vault/bank to steal these 2 to 3 packages. Now there's 3 ways in trying to get to the vault as we know of so far. So number 1 way how to get in is to basically go through the top. Now in the heist that we saw in Battlefield Hardline Beta on that map, basically you place some C4 on top of the bank/vault, and you should wait a minute, and then explodes, and then you can get in, you steal the 2 objectives, and then you run towards the 3 objectives. Another way how to get in is through the actual vault. Basically, you go in, you place a drill, and you wait another minute or so, and then it should pop open. This reminds me a lot of Payday, or like Payday and Payday 2, because the drill had the similar design to the same one in Payday and Payday 2, and I think it just looked awesome. And I wouldn't really say it's an Easter egg, but I think it just looked very awesome. And the third way how to get in is through the sides, where there's like a restaurant/cafe. You put some there, you wait a minute, and it explodes, then you get the 2 objectives and so on. Unlike Rush, I think for me, like Rush, I think Heist is very different, because I mean Rush was just literally it's just a cluster of players. I mean, you get an objective and then you have to go to here and here, and there's literally just snipers everywhere, just like placing C4s. It was like literally, it's like impossible to play that thing. Whereas Heist, I think, is a little bit different, since you have two objectives slash, well, basically like two bags of cash. So instead of it being one and there's like one player being chased by them, there's two, which makes it a little bit more difficult for the team, and the team has to split up and focus on the two different players instead of just a rush being one player who picks up the bomb, and it's like the whole basically game, or every single player in the opposite team is trying to kill them. Also, Heist has three objectives slash basically points. We have to put the cash away. You have A, B, and C, and that really makes it different because they are all placed on all the edges of the maps. So, for example, A is placed at the very basically south. Objective B is basically placed near the police spawn point, and objective C is basically placed in the middle, not close to the vault, but somewhere different. Now, we saw Heist in the Battlefield Alpha, where you had the gameplay where the two bank trucks exploded, and then the thieves had to break in, and I actually just remembered of that right now, which I think, because I thought it was actually a different mode, but it was actually Heist. Another mode is actually Hotwire. Now, I've done a lot of I've done, well, at least 2 to 3 videos about Hotwire, and I mean, Hotwire is just like, I really enjoyed Hotwire. I mean, for me, it's just like a game changer. I mean, so unlike Conquest, in Hotwire, you basically get into basically a mobile flag point slash a specific vehicle, and if you drive at the required speed, you'll start generating points for your team and yourself. Also, you can get a couple of people to assist you, so basically you become, I wouldn't really say a flying fortress, but you become basically a moving fortress. I mean, I think that game mode is going to be very good, especially with friends. I mean, you just get 3 engineers, you just put in some grenade launchers, and literally, it's like you're invincible. I think that mode is very good. I mean, because like the car chases and like all the nitro stuff that you can put on and everything, I think they just make very good for the game. I mean, in my opinion, I really enjoyed Hotwire, and I think it's going to make a very good addition to the Battlefield Hardline. And the third mode that we have seen so far is basically Normal Conquest. Normal Conquest, you just have a couple of flag points scattered all over the map. You have to run towards the flag points, capture them, all out vehicle, infantry, urban warfare. If you have played Battlefield, or the Battlefield series, then you would know what Conquest is. Obviously, there are some game modes that we have not been able to play so far. There are 3 that we have heard so far, but one of them we have played, but the 2 we have only seen in trailers. So the first one was Blood Money. Blood Money was in the Battlefield Hardline Alpha, and it's basically this. So you have the cops and robbers, and then you had a big stack of cash placed somewhere in the middle of the map, and you basically had to grab as much cash as possible, take it back to your base slash spawn point, put it into one of the trucks, you gain yourself points, and the team with the most cash or the most points wins the game. Second of all was Crosshair, which we have not seen yet. Crosshair is basically you basically have the cops and robbers. The cops have a VIP they have to escort, and the criminals basically have to kill that VIP. Basically, it's kind of like a team deathmatch slash objective gameplay, and I think it's gonna be very good. For me, it reminded me a lot of Rainbow Six Siege. I have like that one VIP, and I think there's 5. Yeah, so there's 5 players in each team, and there's no respawns, and it's like kind of like a hard difficulty. So it's pretty much like Rainbow Six Siege, where if you die, you are dead for the rest of the round. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this gameplay of me playing on Battlefield 4. There's only one thing I want to tell you guys, is that you should not pre-order Battlefield Hardline, because you never know what might happen. I mean, it could turn out to be like Battlefield 4, where it's like epic and the beta, and then when it comes out, it's like the game's broken for 6 months until they fix it. So anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this gameplay, and I hope you have learned that if you should buy Battlefield or not. But anyway guys, hope you enjoyed this video, and see you in the next one. Stay awesome, bros.